From the top of the Silver City Ballroom, it's the Dirty Laundry Show with Joey Clifton and the Meatball.
So you people laugh here. Some of you think I'm a little cuckoo.
When are you people going to stand up for us?
I do not feel safe. I take that as a threat.
So let's talk about the library.
Yeah, but they can't.
Don't make me making excuses just yet.
No, you're full of shit. Big
You're
cause.
full of shit.
No, listen.
He comes running out of the woods with a flamethrower, dude.
Whole life out here enjoying the journey.
Sometimes I cannot help myself. I just tell people that they're stupid.
We like to call him Ninjalito.
That's his fame.
Hello, Joe.
This was the largest event held on the green. My estimates were 4,000 plus. Others said there was at least close to 5,000 people.
Wow, that's fantastic.
You want to get into it? Let's get into it.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
Another video show.
And there we are. Wave to the camera. All right. Hold on. I got too many things open at the same time here. I got to turn that off. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, you should never chew gum when you're recording.
Why?
Never. Spit it out and put it underneath the counter.
Okay.
Thank you. Wait, I got
You're
the
welcome.
meatball cam.
Yeah.
There's the meatball cam. We did a little bit of adjusting. You know, what else are we going to do during the week?
Self-adjusting.
Right? And then there's my camera. How you doing? This episode is sponsored by, I got to keep looking down at my thing here.
Oh, yeah? That's what she said.
Fill her up again, and we're going to have Joe on in just a few minutes because he's got something special for you. Fill her up. What else? Starbucks.
What happened to Starbucks?
All of the Starbucks are
I'm about
now,
to go crazy.
They are now closed. Most of them.
Meriden closed.
Which I thought hell would freeze over when Starbucks would close.
Right.
And it has closed. The problem is what they're saying is a couple people posted on social media that they were offered a $3 raise if they wanted to continue to work. If they didn't, they would lay them off for 30 days or something like that. And the problem is all the cars going through the drive-through are all teenagers. They're cars, full loads of, like 4 teenagers in a car,
So?
driving around. Well, you're putting your Starbucks barista at risk. So they're not
All right.
they're not letting you go in the store anymore. They're only letting you go through the drive-through, and the drive-through has been like ridiculously busy. And now most of them are closed.
I think OCD people will be mad over the squares
Why?
because they're not even.
Oh,
You're never going to make them even.
there. I can make them even. There. They're
Even
all even
Steven? Yeah, very, very much so.
now. They're much better, right?
So then you go to Wallingford Starbucks, right?
Yeah.
And that's a big old line.
Yeah.
Can't get shit.
No, you can't get shit. Yes, you're right.
And they're closing Saturday, right?
Yeah, Wallingford is closing on Saturday. Meriden closed already.
Middletown seems closed.
We just went to Middletown and it seemed closed. So hell has frozen over because all of the Starbucks are now closing.
Can we start to riot and loot?
No, but you know what? On a good note, all of your daytime soap operas, they're all showing like old stuff from the 80s. So if you're nostalgic and you like soap operas,
That's a good note.
Somebody told me that. I don't watch the soap operas. I like my nighttime shows, but yeah, even with sports, I was watching a baseball game from like 1990 or something.
Who won?
And I don't remember, but it looks so crazy because you don't think about like even 10 years ago how different like HD TV is, and you're looking at something from like 10 years ago, and it looks like it may have been 30 years ago.
Right. Different uniforms too.
Different uniforms.
Right.
All right. So, Meatball, you were on chat duty tonight.
Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna follow along with what people are writing in the chat room, which is on YouTube.
They're writing wonderful things. They say Meatball's the best host. Great job, Meatball.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
everyone.
We don't care anymore. Let's go to our new shot here. We're gonna join Mr. Joe Villano from Filler Up Oil. Let's see if this works. Joe, you there?
I'm here.
You're there. All right, now listen, Joe. Internet might be a little bit slow or crazy. Just know that your voice is going through, so don't watch what you're seeing on there and and we could have our good conversation. First of all, I want to find out from you real quick, what made you go into the oil business? Because last week you were gracious enough to sponsor our episode, and I was like, what makes somebody go into the oil business? You're either really dumb or really, really smart, which I think right now you're smart because you do a lot of good for, I know you're doing a couple cents per gallon for the fireworks in Meriden. You're trying to give back to the town. What made you get into oil?
Well, the thing is, I didn't get into oil. I got into fuel overall.
Right.
And actually, when we first started Filler Up, we were actually going after cars. And we had legislation up in Hartford, and it got through committee, but one senator held it up because he has friends in the gas business. Happens that DEP happened to be there, and they're like, we love your concept of mobile fueling, do boats.
Right.
So that's what we went into. 2 years later, getting a DEP clearance, Coast Guard clearance. Filler Up is the only company in the state of Connecticut that can go to your marina and fill your boat up right at your slip.
Right.
So, obviously that's spring and summer. We were sitting there, all right, well, what do we do for the winter time? And we decided, do you know what? Let's do oil.
Right.
But as you said, I knew nothing about oil. So last November, we purchased Gargiulo Fuels down in North Branford, and the gentleman who wanted to retire agreed to stay on and show us the ropes of the oil business. So we make most of our money during the summertime with the boats.
Now, do you think that the virus? I mean, we don't know how long this is going to last. Do you think this is going to affect? I mean, it shouldn't affect the boat industry in the summertime, right?
It does. As far as your yacht clubs, which is a main part of our business, anywhere from we cover yacht clubs in Stamford all the way down to Mystic.
Right.
A lot of them aren't opening. On the positive note, a lot of the fuel docks aren't opening, so that gives us an in with some of the marinas where we didn't. We started with 3 marinas last March. We ended with 25. We're up to 36 for this year already, and we're adding them every week.
Well, you have one of the best prices out there. I know for a fact because I can't stand getting oil, and I mean, luckily at this time with everything that's going on, with everything shut down and people not collecting a check, luckily the oil price, gas price, I think as far as I saw was $1.75, which is crazy. I mean, they say it's going to be down to like 99 cents by the summer, so it's a good time to get oil. And what's good about you is you're a local guy, and like I said, you give back to the community and you donate to the fireworks committee, the new committee, I guess. And a couple of things, one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on is you ran for city council a couple of times. You're very outspoken when it comes to the city and politics and everything else. Me and you are probably at opposite ends of the political spectrum, which is fine. As long as we can have a good debate without it. Like for me, it seems like I wouldn't consider myself. I would probably consider myself an independent. I like a couple of things from this party. I like a couple of things from that party. And it just seems like a lot of times when you talk politics with somebody, there's no getting through whatsoever. It's my way or no way. So I want to go through a couple of things that are going on around town right now and join in on the conversation with me and Meatball and see your thoughts on certain things, all right?
Sure.
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
No, there's a slight delay, so you got to make sure that you leave enough time. You watch TV.
Right. Sometimes.
Right. Okay. Big thing right now is the parks, okay? Everybody's saying social distancing. So in my eyes, and I guess this would include the golf course also, I mean, there's no better sport. I don't like golf, but there's no better sport than golf for social distancing because it's you and your person you're with, and you're not running into anybody until you get to the next hole. If you're going to a park and you're going on a hike, I would think that would be the same thing. And what's happening is a lot of people are driving by the park. They see 100 cars in there, and all of a sudden they're bitching and complaining on social media saying, oh, people aren't listening to social distancing. They're all at the park right now. What are your thoughts on that?
I was at the park the other day. I took me and my 2 sons went over and fed the ducks. So, looking around, the park's a pretty big park. People were keeping their distance. I don't see an issue with it. I think, if anything, that's the best place to be, outside, having the fresh air, hanging out with your family. It's a chance for people to reconnect and making positives out of a negative.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the best place to go. And we're noticing a lot of times that on social media, everybody is commenting when they really need to keep their mouth quiet. So I came up with this nice little. Well, I didn't come up with it. I stole it. Here's I cannot control things that you can control and things that you can't control. Make sure you screenshot this, because it basically tells you when you're looking at your neighbor and you're looking at other people. You can't control them, so why bother? If you're told to stay in your house right now, stay in your house. If you're told to social distance, which we all are, and you go to a park and you see a crowd of people in one area, don't walk over by them. And I think it's like kind of common sense. What do you think, Meatball?
Yes, it's very common sense.
But then again, we are talking about Meriden. So one of the things that just happened was the mayor gave. I probably have this completely wrong. The mayor gave the city manager the right to tell all the liquor stores in town, you have to close at 7 o'clock now. And the reason for this is, and I got inside information on exactly which liquor store this was and who it was in there, and I'm not going to give any names, but the problem is most of the liquor stores, nobody ever gave. During this entire virus and pandemic and everything that's going on right now, nobody ever said your business needs to close at X amount of time. You have to close at this time at night. Liquor stores can stay open just like the law. Your Starbucks, if they wanted to, they could stay open. Your bars are closed, but nobody ever said. But what ended up happening was a lot of businesses are closing early each day, including liquor stores. They want to go home and rest and not be around people
right.
because it's so busy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's one particular liquor store that was staying open until their regular time, which was like 10 o'clock during the week.
Oh, my God.
And everybody would rush there, and this person went in there, and there were like 50 people crammed into this tiny space saying,
coughing on each other.
Everything.
Trying to buy nips.
Yeah, said it was like a war zone. So, again, I came down hard on the ice cream parlor that we all know about, had that fiasco. Again, it comes down to the business owner. The business owner, if you're going to be open right now, you have to follow the rules, you got to follow the laws, and you got to enforce the social distancing. And if you can't do that, then don't be open. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that forces all the people to go to the grocery store where they can purchase alcohol because the city rules don't apply to them.
Right.
So even the grocery stores even more.
Yeah. What do you think, Joe?
Well, just one thing for clarification. The mayor can't tell the city manager to do anything. That came from the state that gave, to the executive order, gave the city manager the ability to do what he did.
Okay.
Me and you, I think, had the same thoughts on the ice cream parlor and what they should have done. I think the biggest thing for her was how she reacted to the criticism.
Well, definitely.
With that letter or with that post, which I thought was ridiculous, and I think I said was very unprofessional.
Yeah.
You got to take the criticism for what it is, and turn it into a positive, and just come back and do what you need to do. I mean, it's a great ice cream place, and everyone's going to return there. So I don't know what the lashing out was for, but
yeah. But I think, the responsibility, unfortunately, the responsibility is supposed to fall on us as individuals. But when us as individuals can't follow the rules and don't listen to advice, then somebody higher has to step in. You know what I mean? And if the businesses aren't going to listen to it, I know for a fact there's businesses in Meriden that should not be open, and they are in secret. Whether you got to go in the back door, whether you go in the side door, or whatever it is.
That's what she said.
And they're putting everybody at risk, And when you don't listen and you don't follow along for everybody's safety, well, then somebody higher has to step in. And unfortunately now, what's going to happen is, like Meatball said, everybody's going to rush to the supermarkets now to get your alcohol, because what is supermarkets? They're allowed to sell alcohol in Connecticut until what time?
Just regular hours.
Which is what, like 9?
I guess, I don't know.
So now what's going to happen is all the liquor stores are going to close at 7, and everybody's going to rush to the supermarkets and get their alcohol. But I think for the most part, the majority of the supermarkets are closing at 7 also.
Well, let's face it. People from Meriden will just go to other towns to buy their alcohol, whatever.
Where do you go?
It's not a big problem. I don't go anywhere.
No?
It's against my religion.
What religion is that?
The claw.
Wow, the claw?
The claw
Well,
religion.
I'd never had a drink in my life, so I wouldn't know.
Really? Wow. I've got a whole bottle of whiskey downstairs that I run to every day.
Yeah?
I used to hear my Dr. Pepper, and I'm happy.
So how come, let me ask you this. You ran for city council a couple of times. How come our city cannot stream a live council meeting for the life of them? How hard is it to at least put a phone on a stand and stream it on Facebook? What, they tried to do some Microsoft Team View or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, it comes down to pure incompetence, in my view. I mean, we've been talking about this for years, and it could have easily been taken care of. Guy Scaife actually wanted to do it before he was fired because he felt that transparency was something that Meriden really needed.
Right.
And it got thrown to the side when he got fired. So, and now they're trying to rush it, and they have absolutely no idea what they're doing. And we just hired a new IT person, which you think would have been one of their main priorities, but I guess not.
Well, don't you think also, I mean, it seems like, and I don't know this, I could be totally off on. I know in experience with doing installations for lighting, sound, and video, which is what we do, a lot of times the owner of a place will cut out a whole bunch of product because they want to save money. They go the cheap way, which is not reliable. And then when the cheap way doesn't work, guess what ends up happening? They end up spending the money and getting the good stuff. And when all is said and done, they end up with what you originally wanted to sell them, and they spent twice as much money. Does that happen?
Banquet hall.
Does that happen with the city? Like, I don't know whether this particular thing. Usually city contracts, are outrageous compared to regular consumer. Do you think that's what's happening here?
I'm not too familiar with what they're trying to do. I know that everything they keep trying doesn't seem to work.
Right.
But like I said, we just spent, $80,000 on an IT person. That do you think this would be pretty simple
Right.
for them to do? Get a high-def camera and stream it, make their own YouTube channel. And you're doing it here with me now.
Yeah, if I could do it, anybody could do it.
You would think. But, Google Meets, they could do it on there. And there's all sorts of different platforms that are already out there.
I mean, Zoom is great. You could have as many people as you want on Zoom. You got to pay for it, though.
In fact, I think we're using
But
Zoom
that's
now.
not how purchasing works with the city or even the state or federal level.
How does it work?
That's about the vendors coming in bullshitting them that this is a magical product that's going to solve all your problems.
Right.
And when they implement the product, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But they already spent all that money on it. So
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. And they end up spending like twice as much money in the end. And I don't understand why it's taking this long to stream. I mean,
because they're not spending their own money. They're spending your money.
Yeah.
And if they're spending your money, it's easy to spend your money.
Weren't they just talking about getting all the city council members tablets for like $9,000 or whatever?
They should.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, they should. But, that's also the other thing. Everything is going to change now, and especially with technology. Everybody's streaming now.
But
Everybody's
let's talk
going
about the
live
tablets,
now.
though. Let's talk about the tablets.
What do you want to talk about?
You don't want them to have tablets?
No, I think that's a great idea, especially right now.
It's going to be an awesome idea.
But at the same time, if you're a city council member and you don't have a laptop and you don't have internet, what's a tablet going to do? You know what I mean?
You can play some games, and then somebody can FOIA what you're doing on your tablet, and it's all public information. And you're bam, City Councilor X and Y Z was surfing porn.
I guess so. I don't know. Well, hopefully they'll get that. What else do I have on here? I have a whole list of like. Are you following along with what's going on in the nursing homes in Connecticut? So apparently. And I don't have the numbers with me; they're on my phone. But apparently, the state board of health is the one that's letting us all know, hey, you have X amount of coronavirus cases in your town, and blah blah blah. Well, they have how many cases are in the nursing homes, but the state isn't releasing how many in which nursing home. Because they're trying to work out a deal with the nursing homes that says, hey, the nursing home isn't responsible if somebody in their nursing home catches the COVID-19 virus. So the state is holding off until they work out a deal. And once the state turns around and tells these nursing homes, okay, you know what, you have no liability now. We're not going to blame you. then they're going to release. So right now, we don't know. We know the total numbers of how many people in nursing homes in Connecticut have the virus, but we don't know which ones. Have you heard about this at all?
Well, I think everyone's just trying to cover their ass.
Right.
So nobody would, again, you said it perfectly. You know, it all comes down to liability. And you know, we live in a sue-happy society now where everyone has to watch it. And I do it all the time. You got to watch what we do. You know, we deal with gasoline and diesel. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
You know, not just to you, but to everyone around you.
Yeah, I know. And you know, unfortunately, right now, I mean, again, we said it from the beginning. They needed to shut everything down, close everything, 30 days, and we probably would have been over this. But instead, we're doing this trickle down, close here. No, now there's social distancing. Now we're getting up to like the masks, and you got to wear masks when you go inside a store, which you should be anyway. Why? Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah, it makes no sense, dude.
What doesn't make sense?
Shut it down for 30 days and think it's going to go away.
No, it's not. It's not that it's not going to go away. I mean, it's going to happen no matter what.
Right.
But you wouldn't have had people outside. You wouldn't have people at the ice cream
And
parlor.
what
You
would
wouldn't
that
have people in the
accomplish?
supermarket.
What would
You
that
wouldn't-
accomplish? Walk me through your logic here.
Social distancing would have
What
been.
would that accomplish? Stop doing
Well,
buzzwords.
actually,
Good,
Joe,
thank
I
you,
think
Joe.
I
Thank
kind of
you,
agree
Joe.
with Joey. Well, and I think the people would have taken it a little better. Listen, say close it down for 2 weeks. They say the virus takes anywhere from 4 to 14 days to mature and to get through the system.
Right, but we
Shut
don't live
everything
in a
down.
jar, though.
And people just don't want to be told to stay inside when there's no end game in sight. You know, if you told us that it was going to last a month, people would have been like, okay, we'll do this for a month and then let's move on.
Right.
But this keeps dragging on 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And that's why you find people out there in the parks and everywhere else.
I agree with you. Meatball doesn't, but we don't care.
Because we don't live in a jar. So even if we stuck at home for 2 weeks straight, not going anywhere, as soon as we go outside, it's going to be the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, but here's the other thing, though.
Yeah.
You shut everything down for 30 days, and you stop everything. You stop your utility payments. You stop your mortgage. You stop the banks. You stop all of that. And when it's over, you get to pick up again instead of doing at the end of the show. I'm going to go through my experiences as a business owner trying to get some type of financial relief, and I'm going to give you all the places I went to, so make sure you stick around for that. But do you know what I mean? Joe knows what I mean. Joe is on my side, which is good.
What does shutting down utilities? All right, yeah, you guys won.
Yeah, we won. All right, you ready for this?
Dirty laundry.
Somebody posted on Meriden Talks last night that our PetSmart was going out of business for whatever reason. Our one particular PetSmart, the other ones are open, but ours in Meriden was closing. And they put everything on sale, 50% off, except for the food. The food was not on sale. And the plan was they were going to go until, I think, the first week in April or the second week in April. But then the virus hit, and they said, you know what, we're going to close whatever it was, March 26th. Somebody went behind the dumpster in the back of the building, and there was all your full-priced dog food, every single bag split open in the dumpster. Did you see that?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
It apparently somebody said that this was happening for like a month already. They were slowly getting rid of their stock and their inventory.
And what's the problem?
But they weren't slitting the bags. So somebody was actually going dumpster diving and grabbing the bags and bringing it to the Humane Society, which would have been unbelievable to do.
And highly illegal.
It doesn't matter. Who cares? When it comes to
Right.
animals, I mean, it's just like food not bombs. They're not allowed to give out prepared food, but they do it anyway. And I get it. I understand, you're not allowed to give, if you're a restaurant, you can't give the leftovers. You can't give the stuff that you're not, and again, it goes back to what Joe was saying. Everybody's sue happy, and that's the reason for these stupid laws. But when you've got starving animals that could use that food, especially at the shelters, and then to sit there and not only throw it in the dumpster, but they made them rip open each bag so nobody could go dumpster diving and steal it. I personally will never go to PetSmart again.
That makes no sense again.
I'm
Come
going
on,
to
man.
I'm going to Petco from now on.
That makes no sense.
Why?
They can't distribute that food without the manufacturer's permission.
So what?
Because you're diluting their brand.
You could have just put it. You could have put it next to the dumpster and put.
No,
you
you
didn't have to
can't. No, you
advertise
can't.
it. You could have just left it there.
They can't.
They could.
As a corporate company, they can't just give away food if their
somebody-
brand doesn't improve it.
But if somebody cared, they would have. If I was working at PetSmart, I would have piled the bags up and I would have put a little message on Facebook and said, "Hey, go to the dumpster.
But
There's
they
a whole bunch
can't
of
do
food
it.
there." It doesn't matter whether you can or can't, whether you should or shouldn't.
So let's go outside and hang out in groups.
Wait.
Because it doesn't matter.
Wait, it doesn't matter whether you can or can't. It matters whether you should or shouldn't. That's what I was getting at. All right, you lost this one too, Meatball.
All right.
Sorry to say that.
2-0. Question. There's a question
Yes.
for Joe. What can we do to attract business in our town?
For which Joe? There's two here.
The
Let's
other
give
Joe.
that to Volano.
Well, yeah. Well,
That's me.
Yes.
So let's talk about downtown. Right?
Hey, you
That's
sound like my
probably
intro.
The most prime
Let's
spot.
talk about the library.
Listen, I always said that you were never going to get businesses to get downtown with having the low income housing down there. It's just not going to happen unless you give incentives. And I said this for the last year and a half. With 24 Colony Street, no one's going to build that out and take that kind of risk without a little incentive. And that's where the city's going to have to step up. Listen, we spent a ton of money as it is. We're going to end up having to spend a little bit more to give tax incentives to these businesses. And you need an anchor store. I always said I wanted a Pepe's down there to start it off. I think, pizza's cheap. It goes across all economic, boundaries. And I think it would have been a great anchor store to bring other things down.
Well, and if you see what Wise Guys is, our newest pizza parlor in Meriden, if you see what they're doing
pizzas.
They're doing contests every night. Now they're doing guess the song trivia every night. They're really trying to, they know everybody's stuck at home, and somebody like him would have been great to open up downtown. But again, I agree with Joe, and I also think that whatever pizza parlor like a Pepe's, they need a parking lot because people are lazy, and when there's nothing else downtown to walk past, people want to be able to pull right up. Once downtown is full and there's businesses, then people won't complain about parking further away because
Yes, they will.
No, they won't because
Meriden always complains.
look at West Hartford, look at South Norwalk, look at
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
You look at towns that have a thriving downtown and nobody has a parking lot. You park in the garage and you walk and nobody complains because they enjoy walking around and
Apples
there's other
to
places.
oranges. West Hartford to Meriden. Come on.
I will agree with him on the fact that, listen, the people of Meriden, I think this has been said before, they are addicted to the drama.
Yep.
They absolutely love it. They thrive on it. They're never going to be happy, so no matter what you do. But again, when it comes to bringing people downtown from out of town, you need a good, solid anchor store like a Pepe's who is going to bring people from all over. Cheshire, Middletown, Berlin, Wallingford. You're going to get them here. And that's a good start.
How do we get Pepe's to come to Meriden then? I mean, we got
That's for our
ton of
counselors
pizza
to do.
places. Yeah.
And our economic development.
Yeah. All right, Joe. Thank you for being on. You have a big announcement, don't you? You're going to do something here.
I think we have two, right?
Yes. Go ahead.
So go ahead, Joe. I'll let you. Let you have the.
All right. So Joe has the local oil company filler up. Wait, I have a screenshot there. There it is. And Joe is gracious. I'm Spanish now. Joe, that's the whiskey. That's the whiskey talking. I'm telling you, Joe is gracious enough to offer a $250 gift. Is it a gift card or is it credit? It's not an actual card.
It's a filler up. It's a filler up gift certificate.
You know what?
So,
You're going to get a $250 gift certificate. We're going to give two of these away. The first one we're going to give away to anybody who's on the live stream in the chat room right now. And you have to be the first person to answer a particular question.
All right.
So get yourself ready. If you're watching the live stream, you're in the chat room. The very first person who answers this correctly is going to get $250 worth of oil from Filler Up from Joe Volano. Are you ready? Or Meatball, you're going to...
I'm looking.
Or gas and diesel if you have a boat.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's true.
I know we keep saying filler up oil.
Yeah, right.
We're a full fuel company.
All right. Can you fill up all my cars in my driveway or no? That's probably against the law, right?
To believe it or not, I could fill up everything in your driveway other than your car because of the way our state rules are, which is ridiculous.
So if I have 50-gallon drums?
Yep, I could fill them up.
I was going to ask you that when you delivered, but wow. All right, that's good to know. That's great to know. All right, you ready for the question? Am
Yes,
I
yes,
saying
yes.
it or you?
You're saying it.
Okay. Here's the question. You ready? First one on YouTube to answer this correctly, because we don't want anybody saying, oh, you're friends with so-and-so, because everybody's going to be able to see it. Dirty Laundry's very first episode, just over a year ago, well, about a year and a half ago, we had a third person that was part of our ensemble here. It was me, it was Meatball, and one other person on that very first episode. Who was it? First person on the YouTube chat that correctly named that gets $250 from Filler Up. And Meatball is going to check. What? You got a winner already?
Yeah.
Who is it?
It's Susan.
Who?
Susan Nemzik.
Susan Nemzik. All right, there you go, Joe.
Mrs. Nemechek.
Well, and everybody could
Stu,
check.
you just filled up.
Everybody, Sue's going to have to hold off. Everybody could check on YouTube to see.
Right.
What was the answer? You didn't say the answer.
It was Mary Ellen Golden.
Who?
Mary Ellen from Record Journal.
Yes.
The second best reporter in the organization.
Mary Ellen was our first co-host with me and Meatball, and Sue got that correctly. So congratulations, Sue.
That's enough.
That's what I wanted. Not the hair.
She was quick too. You didn't even finish the question.
I know. Well, that's because everybody's doing all of these trivia online, so everybody's got it right. So we're going to do another one at the end of the show, and how you get into that is going to be you have to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Dirty Laundry CT on YouTube. Subscribe to it because I'll know that you subscribe to it, and repost it on Facebook. Share it on Facebook, and we're going to pick a winner maybe 5 minutes after the show is done. You give us enough time to look through and
Right.
pick a winner. Is that a good way to do it, you think?
Winner, chicken dinner.
There you go. Well, thank you very much, Joe, for coming on. You're our first streaming social distancing guest, and I think it worked out good. Or well. Good?
Worked out perfect. Thank you, guys.
All right. And thank you so much, and we'll get in touch with you and tell you who the other winner is. You already know who the first winner is.
I do.
All right. Thanks a lot, Joe.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, that was good.
Yeah, that went well.
Right? It went well.
Yes.
I got to close out of a couple things here. So
Did it look good? Was it choppy a little bit, or
no?
was
I
it
think
smooth.
No, I think it worked out great.
Smooth operator.
Let me close out of a couple things here. We don't have this totally worked out, but it worked out. All right, so I got to go to my list here. Sorry, I just hit my my thing there. Oh, so there was this funny thing. I'm going to get to all the business stuff in a minute, but there was this really funny thing on YouTube, and it was all over the news. Have you noticed? Have you looked at our Surgeon General for the country lately? Have you ever seen him?
I always read his message on cigarettes.
Yeah, no, that's you don't even smoke. Well, the Surgeon General did this video, right? And he shows you how to make your own mask at home. And I got a couple things here. So, Angel at my house made this beautiful mask.
Oh, it can look like a Sub-Zero. That looks like a.
It looks like a Brazilian bathing suit, right?
Banana hammock.
Kind of a bathing suit, but it's great because you could wash it. And I don't know how he made this.
You're holding it upside down, son.
Huh? Oh, like this, right?
I hope so.
And we could go like that and go around.
You
and
look like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I look like I'm ready to
knock off
ride
a liquor store. Luckily, they close them early now.
Motocross, right? No, so I thought that was nice. So what I want to do is and he put it in a really nice little
Elsa.
Yeah, little Elsa bag. So I thought what would be really fun to do.
What?
Let's watch the video. I want you, Meatball, to study the video, okay? Because then I'm going to give you a shirt so you can try and fold it the way he does.
I wonder if users can see me roll my eyes.
Well, you got to look at that camera there.
No.
No, you're not going to look at that camera. All right, so I'm going to show the video, and then I'm going to give you a shirt and see if you can make this yourself. Ready?
Sure.
Here's how you can make your own face covering in a few easy steps with items you can find around the house, like an old scarf, a bandana or a hand towel, or you can make a face covering out of an old t-shirt. Fold it to the middle from the bottom, fold it to the middle from the top, fold it again to the middle from the bottom, and again from the top, and then 2 rubber bands, one on one side and one on the other side. Then you fold either side to the middle, and you have yourself cloth face covering. It's that easy.
All right, so there you go. That's how you do it. Did you figure it out? You know how to do it?
No, not at all.
No?
No.
All right, well, I'm going to grab, I got a shirt here. And let's give you that shirt. And I want you to fold that the way he did on the thing.
Well, that's my old shirt. That's a little bit too big for
Wait,
me.
no, I don't think you could. It's backwards. I think. No, it's not. It's not backwards. Well, anyway, fold it. Fold that the way he did it.
All right.
Did you study?
I didn't need to study shit.
Go ahead.
We fold it here, over here,
Yeah.
over here, over there.
That's a really thick mask.
I'll be honest with you.
That's not how you do it.
That's close enough.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right. Get that out of there.
Hey, give me my shirt back.
We don't need that. Anyway, well, that's how you fold a mask. If anybody wants to
Fold some mask.
to learn how to fold a mask. Nice job, Meatball.
You could use a sock instead.
A sock?
Yeah, it's less material.
Yeah. How are you going to put it on? How are you going to hold it on your face?
I don't know. Duct tape.
All right. Do you have any questions on YouTube at all before I get into the business side of things?
Well, let me look real quick.
right.
Entertain our guests with a song.
With a song? What do you want? What do you want me to
Sing something.
to entertain?
A cappella.
All right. Well, anyway, I want to give some. After we figure out some caller questions, I want to give you what I've been doing this whole time. Not that anybody really cares what I've been doing, but let's see here. I got all of my notes. Any questions?
No.
No? All
No,
right.
they're saying that Angel should sell those masks.
Yeah.
To gullible people of Meriden.
Yeah.
For $10 a pop. That's exactly what they're saying.
But it's not gullible. I mean, it's you need it. They were explaining.
Our friend Kathy said you can sing.
Oh, Kathy is on. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, we're not gonna get into that. All right, you know what? I'm gonna give you exactly what I've been going through as a business owner, and hopefully this will help somebody out because, you know, if you watch the news, it changes every day on all the different resources that are out there for. This isn't just for business owners. This is actually we'll start it off with what anybody can do.
Mm-hmm.
First thing, if you don't have health insurance,
right?
Access Health, they extended the special enrollment period. Okay, so if you're out of work, if your job doesn't give you health insurance, you could go online to Access Health. This is for Connecticut, but I'm pretty sure every single state is doing this for Obamacare.
The enrollment thing got extended.
Yeah,
you're saying?
Yeah, it was supposed to end on I think April 2nd, but then they ended up extending it again, and they actually haven't even said like.
Do you think they extended it because of our podcast?
Maybe.
Probably. That's what I heard.
Well, okay, so here's the problem you're going to run into. You're not going to be able to get anybody on the phone.
Right. Internet won't work either, so...
yeah, I mean, the only way to do it is to call, and what's going to happen is they're going to put you on hold, and they're going to say, hold for the next available person. You're going to hold about 30 minutes, and then it's going to go directly to a voicemail and for a callback. So you leave the voicemail, and you hope somebody calls. So the other day, I did this last week. I called back 3 times. So I was on hold for an hour and a half.
Right.
And I left 3 different messages. My particular case, it's good to be on top. I knew somebody who works at a call center who knew somebody.
Oh,
and
sneaky
and
you.
I got a call back. So I got
shouldn't be
my
bragging about your illegal activities on air.
It's not illegal.
Preferential activities.
It's preferential treatment.
Using your privilege as a host of a well-known podcast.
All right. Anyway, so I can't really tell you whether somebody was going to call me back or not.
I'm still waiting for the call back.
Did you try? Did you go for it too?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you haven't gotten a call back yet?
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, I don't know what to tell you, but that's the way you got to do it. It's the only way you could do it. Is to keep calling the number.
Is to know somebody,
is keep leaving messages and
start sending friend requests to everyone you see that work in there, And maybe one of them is going to become your friend and help you out.
Yeah, that's true too. And you know what?
It's a pro tip from Meatball.
I bet you social media could help with that too.
Right.
Just finding the right people. All right. So number one, access health. Get yourself health care. Even though I can't go to the doctor right now because doctors aren't letting you go to the doctor office. But anyway, at least I'll have it. And it was actually retroactive. I got it on April 2nd, and they said, okay, you're good as of the 1st. So
they put the April Fool's joke on you.
yeah, exactly. And I should be getting the card in the mail any day now.
Sure.
Number two, unemployment.
What about it?
If you're out of work, regardless of what the reason is, we all know what the reason is, but if you're out of work, file unemployment. So in my situation, and I can only talk about my situation, but if you're self-employed, let's say you own your own business and you're a contractor,
right,
and you can't work right now,
no,
or if you're a stripper, strippers are independent contractors.
Yes, they are.
You can file for unemployment. Strippers, you could get unemployment. And what you have to do is you got to go, where is it? Filect.gov and file a new claim. It's not, the system is not geared towards self-employed or independent contractors. It's not geared towards that. So you're going to see right at the top of the screen, it's going to tell you, you have to answer yes to this. You have to answer yes to this. They didn't update the system, but they kind of gave you a couple of notes and said, for instance, put the employer number that you were working for. Well, if you own your own company and you were working for yourself, but you were just the owner, you weren't collecting a salary, you just put in 999, 9995 or whatever it is. It'll show you right on the site exactly what to put in there. Hopefully, eventually, if this goes on any longer, they're going to gear it a little bit more towards self-employed and independent contractors.
Right. They're going to give everyone money.
But the main thing is to file it. Then, as soon as you file it, you're going to go on, let me see. You have to go on Department of Labor Tax and Benefit System, okay? And you're going to create an account, and this is where regular unemployment, you would file weekly and say, yes, I'm still looking for work, and no, I haven't found any, and this is where you're going to do it. But you could also edit your payment options in there. So if you want the direct deposit or whatever. And then you just got to wait. And they're saying could be up to 5 weeks.
Right.
Once you get that email, and you got to check your spam, you got to check all your emails constantly. Once you get that email, then you could start to file weekly, and they're going to give you a check dating from the day that you filed the claim initially. So it's going to be
That's
retroactive.
a lot of money coming in.
Yeah, it should be. I mean,
what do you think Meriden going to spend it on when they get the caboodle of money?
Hopefully food.
Yeah.
Hopefully food.
Crispy, crunchy chicken.
No more coffee for you, Meatball. You get on a tear.
On a roll.
Yes.
People have questions.
All right. Well, wait, hold on. So access health, unemployment. Then the next thing, everybody could do this. You got to call all of your existing bills. Okay. So for me, in my situation, cell phone, I have T-Mobile. I called T-Mobile. I said, look, is there any way to hold my payments for a couple of months or whatever because of the virus? They said, you got to wait until you're late.
That's a trick.
So I know. They told me, stop paying, and once you're late, then you could do a payment plan. And by then, they should have something in place that allows the payment plan to go extra long because of the virus. That's what I got with T-Mobile. Not sure if Verizon's working the same way.
Rona. Oh, why are you coughing in my direction, man?
Huh?
Put that shirt on your head.
No, I need water.
Water.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Next thing. Loans, like your car. If you have a car loan.
No.
You just go to your bank website. And what I found was a lot of the time when you're on these individual, your regular home bills, when you're online, do the chat feature because you'll never get through on the phone with most of them. And the chat feature seemed to really work for me with answering my questions.
Wasn't it slow as hell?
No. I mean, it's maybe you got to wait 2 minutes for a response, and then every time you ask a question. But it was pretty good. So I have my loan through a credit union. Contacted them, and they basically gave me 2 months on hold. And then when that 2 months ends, I got to contact them again, and hopefully they'll keep on extending it. So they're not going to like come and repo your card for not paying, but you got to call your bank or you got to go online and see exactly. Every bank is offering something different. They know everybody's situation. And through my experience, they've been really helpful and really trying to work you out, work with you, with the exception of the utilities company. So Eversource, God, I can't say enough bad things about Eversource. Connecticut is the only state that delivery charge is more than your usage. So if I use $100 worth of electric at home, my delivery charge is $120. So then I owe $220.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only state, and it's the only company I know that the delivery charge is more. And that's gas, that's electric. They're just thieves. And it doesn't matter if you go with a third-party supplier because it's not the it's the third party is going to be your usage, but Eversource is still your delivery.
They're smart like that.
Yeah, I guess.
But they're overseen by the government, so you're talking smack about the government?
Yeah, exactly. So,
FCC is going to shut us down.
So what I found out was if you're a business, they can't turn you off. They're not going to cut off your gas. They're not going to cut off your electric.
So it's all over and they do it at the same time.
But they're not offering you anything either. So they're basically telling you, well, if you can't pay, we can't turn you off, but we're not going to offer you any kind of deal. Now, for your house, they will offer you a deal, and it's not really a deal. What they're doing is if you owe, let's just say, all right, today's April, so let's say you didn't pay March because you were out of work and you knew that you weren't going to have any money coming in. So they'll take what you owe plus what they think your normal usage is, and they'll put it all together and they'll spread it out over the course of 8 months, which is not a deal at all. But what they're doing is your first payment isn't due until May 1st.
Right.
And on May 1st, you could go online and ask to extend it till June. So really the only deal they're giving you for Eversource for your house is they're making it so your first payment isn't until June. And if you wait, a month or where you would normally get your shut-off notice and contact them, they'll take the 2 months that you owe because they usually wait until you're 2 months behind before they do that. So that's my experience with the horrible
It's not
Eversource.
horrible. When I grew up in Skokie, I had to use 2 potatoes and 2 pencils to make power. This is great.
How do you make power with 2 potatoes and 2 pencils?
You put the potato in the pencil and you whirl it around really quick. Centrifugal force.
I heard they don't have windows in Skokie either.
No, they use plywood instead.
Plywood. How do you see through it?
You don't need to see through it. The less you see, the better you're off. It's a rough neighborhood.
All right. So another one is internet and cable. Again, I went online, asked in the chat room, what can I do? And they basically gave me till May 14th for my next payment, which, again, really isn't doing everything. So your cable and your utilities and your cell phone, not much luck. I think all that is going to change the longer this goes on. I think they're going to, they're not going to have a choice because nobody's going to have money to pay them. And I think like things like electric, they can't turn it off. I think they're going to do that with your cell phones also because, a cell phone is essential.
Is that?
Well, like all of your workers.
When I grew up in Skokie, we used 2 cups and a string.
For the phone?
5G reception right there. And data transfer. Unlimited.
All right. So there's a couple of different programs out there. And I'm going to kind of just point you into the right direction here. One of the first things I found out, somebody had texted me. There's a couple of resources you could go to. SBA is one of them. We'll get into that in a minute. One of the first things I saw out there was the Verizon Small Business Recovery Fund, which is by LISC. I'm not sure what that stands for, but it's just a quick, short 5-minute application online, and I'll end up putting all these links, or just email us at dirtylaundryct@gmail.com, and if you want any of this information, I could just email it to you because it's going to take me forever to put it all in the description.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of different organizations out there that are offering financial help. And a lot of times it's just a basic, simple 1 or 2 page application online. And all you could do is really just file for it and see what happens and wait. Verizon Small Business Recovery Fund was one of those things. I'm not even sure how much they're offering, but hey, at this point you got to just, fill out whatever.
Right.
Whatever you can. And then if you go to the SBA website, there's a couple of different loans out there, okay? And it's really confusing. Everything is changing by the day. So as of the most updated information for any type of business loans or financial help, and I know this is kind of more geared towards, we kind of went through the personal stuff. This is definitely geared towards business, and I'm not sure how many small business owners are out there.
5.
You go on the SBA website, and there's a couple different ones. Disaster relief program is up to $2 million over the course of 30 years at 3.75% interest, okay? The Emergency Economic Injury Grant was $10,000 of free money. You don't have to pay it back. They've combined these two together, okay? So now when you go on SBA's website, you go up to the top where it says, most websites have this COVID-19 thing tab. You click on it, you apply for it. It'll take you maybe 20 minutes. It's about 10 pages long, nothing too serious. The disaster relief really isn't that bad.
Right.
On the third page, you have to click yes for an advance. That's where the grant comes in. If you click yes for that, you may get the grant. You may not get the disaster relief. Not really sure. Another one is the CT Recovery Bridge Loan. That
If you own a bridge, you can apply for it.
no, that was open for 2 days, and they got so many people applying, they closed it down.
No more bridges.
They say that they're going to open it again. So I missed out on that one.
Aw.
The big one is the PPP loan, the Paycheck Protection Program, okay? They changed this again, so as of right now, you go on your whatever bank you use for your business, okay? You go on your bank's website, and you're going to see somewhere on there, I know TD Bank is part of it, Liberty Bank is part of it, Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo. I think pretty much all of your big banks are involved in this.
In PPP?
Okay. And you're going to fill it out online. They originally they had you filling it out and bringing it to them. The banks don't want you coming and spreading your COVID-19 to the workers.
They definitely want you to come and deposit your money in there, though.
Well, certain ones. Now TD Bank is not ready yet.
Of course.
They're not ready.
Nobody's ready.
Liberty Bank has it, and I sent it, and I got to wait. Chase Bank, each bank, what they're doing, they're getting funded by the SBA, but they're coming up with their own rules. So first it was, okay, you have to have a business account with us, the bank, or else we're not even going to look at you. Some of them, I believe Chase wants you to have a business loan with them in order to go for the loan. So there's other options out there, regardless of whether you have, as long as you do need an account.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? What? I'm boring you?
No,
or
no,
people
it's
are writing?
good stuff. No, people are writing, saying I don't take Corona too serious.
That you don't?
No.
Oh, all right. Wait, I'm gonna get back to you. I'm almost done here. Let me give you another one here. I know I'm holding up the small business debt relief. You don't have to do anything to, and what that is if you already have an SBA account, they're going to hold it for 6 months. They're going to continue to pay your SBA loan for the next 6 months. You don't have to do anything. I would still call whoever you have your SBA loan with and just double check, but they're going to pay it for the next 6 months. So that's a huge help with anybody who has a current SBA loan. There's another one that I don't remember. Wait, I got it on my other page here. The other one is the Express Bridge Loan, which is up to $25,000. It's supposed to cover 3 months of operating costs and give you like a year at no interest to pay it back. I can't find it anywhere. I cannot find this loan anywhere. It's on the SBA site, and it's been kind of like that. I'm just every day Googling. So there's a couple different places you could go to find out all this information. First is the SBA website. Another one is, where do I have it here? I got so many things here. Locally in Meriden, you could go to meridenbiz.com, and which is our economic development. Joe Fest is one in charge of that, and he keeps updating it based off of the DECD site, which is, you ready for this?
No.
Department of Economic Community Development portal. Okay, so the two are kind of, you don't have to waste your time with the DECD site. You could just go to Merit and Biz. It's nice and easy to remember. And Joe's got all the information up on there on all the different options and all the links and everything that small business need to get relief. Got that?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then one more thing.
Just one?
Yes. There's a couple of sites. Now, this is back for everybody, not just business owners.
Like
okay?
Yahoo.com and GeoCities?
Well, think about this now. You're a guitar player.
Right.
You play in a band.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you know? All the band gigs got canceled.
Right.
Maybe, you're an actor, you're an actress, you're a musician. There's help out there for people. So if you go to billboard.com, okay, and you'll see COVID-19 town-by-town relief. And they've got what's available in your town. Your town might not be listed. Look at another town and see. But Billboard.com has some things for musicians. Also, the NewHavenArts.org. NewHavenArts.org. They've got, there's a lot of these little grants, like the actor grant, where it might be $200. A musician grant might be $300. It's on a first-come, first-served basis. And I know it's not much, but you know what? When you're not working and you're a struggling artist, I mean, it's not just actors, actresses, artists, all different types. There's little bit of help out there, and you could at least just sit there, take a whole day, and apply for as much as you can. And who knows? If you get $100 here, you get $100 there. That's going to help give you food and feed you. Another one on Facebook, Connecticut Mutual Aid.
Yeah.
So that's our buddy Jim, friend of the show. We had him on a few weeks ago. And what they're doing is if you want to donate seeds so people could grow vegetables in their yard.
Yeah.
They have tools. If you have the seeds and you have the yard and you need a shovel, people are donating shovels. They're donating masks. They're doing the face shields. If you're hungry, there's resources on that Facebook page where somebody will find you food. That's Connecticut Mutual Aid on Facebook page. We'll put a link of that in the YouTube when we're done also.
Right.
So that's all I got.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's very quick.
Well,
but informative.
Well, I tried to just give my experiences. I mean, right now, we're just in a waiting game.
Right.
So that's all we can do is just wait and see what comes
happens.
through. I keep checking my email.
When's the peak of the corona thing in Connecticut? I thought it was April 22nd. No.
Well,
2 weeks.
you can't put a date on it. There is no date on the
No,
peak.
no, they can do projections.
Yeah, but there's no. I mean, New York thinks they're at the peak right now, and we're like a week or two behind them.
Right.
But our governor said that we were at our peak now. So who knows?
Yeah, we should start listening to scienticians instead of politicians.
Scienticians?
Yeah, scienticians.
Is that a word?
Smarter people, smarter.
I don't think it matters. You know what?
No?
Just
No?
stay safe, stay home, and
Listen to
social
local
distancing.
politicians. Right.
Yeah, follow the rules, and stop bitching about everybody else.
Right. Well, you should see our chat then. Anyways, there's some kind of question that's popping up. Have you seen film your hospital videos?
Film your hospital? How come the thing is in your face right here? You can't see your face.
Because I'm looking at my cell phone.
Okay.
And all these people, they're saying that I'm doing a great job, and they're asking about your name.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. You'll see later.
Yeah?
Yeah, you'll regret making fun of me.
There's Mary Ellen.
Yeah, she's back.
So what are people saying?
I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
What?
I don't know. They're talking about some other stuff than not related to the show.
Huh? Are you in the right chat?
Yes, I am. I think they had their conversation on their own. I think it's about downtown.
Oh, they're all writing to each other?
Yes, disinfecting stuff. I can't keep up with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, where were the questions? Did they have questions?
No, they just started talking to each other, entertaining each other.
Yeah.
That's
it?
That's it.
Nothing else.
But did Larry from Legal contact you?
Larry from Legal?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he never did.
Nothing came up?
No, our legal department hasn't heard anything.
But all those fake accounts disappeared?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Speaking of, you just did this very strange...
What did I do?
Facebook group.
Uh-huh.
And it's pretty nasty.
The psych ward?
Yeah, the psych ward. It's pretty nasty.
What's wrong with it?
There's things that are burned into my eyes that I'll never be able to erase.
Right.
Yeah.
you want to get cuddled in your other Meriden talks and all that stuff. There's plenty of Meriden forums that you can go in and, they're going to praise you for being a host of a #1 podcast in Meriden, Tri-City area.
All right. Well, if you don't have any other questions, I don't have anything else either.
Dave Krasicki is asking about the Westfield nursing home.
He's asking about it?
Yes. It's that nursing home they were supposed to convert into a COVID concentration camp.
No, the Apple Rehab, they're using it for COVID patients.
Yeah. They're already using it?
Apparently.
I think since Monday, right?
Yes.
What's today? Yeah.
Yeah.
Since Monday, they were using it.
Yeah.
I like how they kind of pitched that maybe they're going to use it, blah, blah, blah. Like 2 days before, they were already renovating it and preparing it.
Yeah.
And then bam. I like how they bring all that stuff to Meriden. Meriden always wants more people.
Well, no, I've been saying it for a long time now, and I know you agree. It's like Meriden is in this bubble.
Right.
And everything happens all around us. I mean, if you look at the numbers in New York, and then it skips right over us and goes to Massachusetts. And people don't take things seriously until it happens in your town. Now we're up to, I mean, as of yesterday, it was 60-something cases.
Right.
There were, I think, 3 deaths, and none of that should matter.
No?
I mean, I'm not saying that.
But do you think those people that get sent to the camp are going to support local business?
What are you talking about?
About attracting people.
If they're sick and they're going to Apple Rehab, they're not going to support our businesses. No.
No?
No. They're sick.
Cool.
All right. What are you doing for Easter?
Nothing. I'm going to wear an Easter Bunny outfit and
Yeah.
stand in front of the ballroom and wave at people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, ballroom's closed, so you can't come in.
I'm not going to come in, but...
Have you been seeing everybody's... I was just thinking about this. All the news, everybody's doing social distancing. You're seeing in all the newscasters' living rooms...
Yes.
And like bedroom. I think I was watching Wendy Williams today, and she's like in her kitchen and she's eating the whole time, and you can't understand a word she's saying because she's eating the whole time.
Even when she's not eating, you can't understand what the hell she's saying.
And I'm like, what room is that? It doesn't even. I like judging everybody's room. Like there was some guy. Was it on?
See,
was it
you're
on
totally
CNN?
Meriden. You're not from Meriden, but you're totally Meriden, judging, being negative. What about positive stuff?
Well, like I keep seeing, there'll be a the weather guy, and he's got all of his diplomas on the wall behind him and everything, and I'm like, those aren't real. I bet you those are fake.
Ooh.
He's got like the awards sitting back over here.
We got plenty of room over here.
Huh?
We got plenty of room over here.
Yeah.
Put some diplomas in here.
But I mean, and then there was the one guy. I think he was on CNN, and it was like his wallpaper was like all zebra. And I was like, oh my God, who you're seeing in everybody's.
Who was that guy that was inside a birch tree? He had a late show.
Oh no, that was Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't in a birch tree. It was like his cabin in the woods somewhere.
But it looked like he was inside a birch tree.
Yeah. Well, I like seeing everybody's living rooms and stuff.
Oh, yeah? Say hi to Denise.
Denise is on. Hi,
Yeah.
Denise.
Hi, Denise.
We got to get her on, and I'm sure she'll chat. She had a huge deal with her previous job and her previous employer, and I would love to get her on the show to reveal what really happened. And I think you got to wait until like the lawsuit is all done and everything. But we love Denise. She was the happiest lady in the world, and she definitely made you. You saw her walking down the street, and you felt happy just seeing her. So, Denise, we hope you're doing well. And
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get her on for another episode. Another person I want to have on is Mike from Wise Guys, because he's doing an incredible job keeping people entertained.
Right.
And with all his little quizzes and stuff.
He's kicking it up a notch.
Yeah.
From the usual.
Yes. All right. So anyway.
Who else you want to have on?
Who else?
Like a local celebrity. What's a local celebrity?
Do we have any? Oh, well, no. We have. Oh, I want to have Robbie. Robbie DeRosa is going to be on our very next episode. I'm definitely getting him on. He'll be on our next episode, which should be right after Easter. We'll do another episode. We'll see how the 7:00 time slot goes.
Right.
If you want to be a sponsor, like Joe Villano was,
Uh-huh.
fill her up. Just email us dirtylaundryct@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. Twitter, we have our daily dose of Dirty Laundry. And don't forget, after the show, we're going to pick another $250 winner for your fuel. I'm not going to say oil or gas. For your fuel, thanks to Joe Villano, who was gracious enough to donate $250 to that. And I think that's it.
Oh, for my fans, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I like to say my Instagram broke. Because my phone is ancient.
What are they saying about me?
They're asking who's the guy that's always talking. What's his name?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, anyway,
they're talking amongst themselves. That's pretty cool.
Good. Well, one of the things I want to do on the way out here is, everybody likes our new intro, the music, which I made. It would be great to have a video to go along with that. That would be.
I'll make one.
Yeah.
On the beach. When they open the beaches, I'll go to Rocky Neck.
No.
Bust the gut on the rocks.
Not that kind of video.
It's gonna be a great video.
Well, anyway, I want to play. My mom loves the original intro that we always used to play, which was our friend, and I'm gonna play that now. That was Man's Body, and that's our friend Greg over in L.A. He's got a couple bands. He's got Rock Church and he's got Man's Body. So make sure you find them on Facebook, and I'm gonna play them on the way out.
Meatball's Man's Body.
Yes.
That'll be a great video.
Yes, Meatball is definitely Man's Body.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to play that. Thanks for everything. There's the camera up there.
Thanks for being here.
Wave
with us.
And I'm gonna play us out with the original Man's Body theme, The Way You Hold Your Knife.
Yeah. You dedicating it to anyone special?
To Greg. Greg in L.A.
How are you going to dedicate his own song to him? We dedicate it to all the ladies and all the fans that support us throughout the rough days of coronavirus. Thank you very much.
All right. There it is. Thanks.
I'm watching you from across the room. Refined.
That's enough.